So, good afternoon, ma'am, sir. Mao ni ang machine problem for the examination of mao ni siya ang problem. Create a program that will ask for three integer inputs and do the following processes. So, mao ni siya ang pseudocode. Pseudocode start. Input three integers 10 and -7, -10. Then get the average, ascending, descending, square root of this ascending. Process average equals num1 plus num2 minus num3. Ascending num1 is less than num2 less than num3. Descending num1 greater than num2 greater than num3. Square of ascending num1 squared, num2 squared, and num3 squared. Square root of this descending. Square root num1, square root num2, then square root num3. So print. Average is 2.33. Ascending, -10, 7, and 10. Descending, 10, 7, and -10. Square root of descending, 100, 49, and 100. Square root of descending, 3.16, 2.65, and 3.16. So that's all the problem 1. Then for now, problem 2, so start input rock, paper, hammer, and a scissor. If player 1 the rock, then player 2 rock is equals to draw. If player 1 rock, then player 2 is paper, the player 1 rock will win. If player 1 rock, then player 2 is scissor, the player 2 hammer is winner. If player 1 rock, then the player 2 hammer, then the result is player 1 hammer is considered to be win. If player 1 paper, then player 2 rock, is the player 1 rock will won. If player 1 paper, then player 2 paper will considered as a draw. If player 1 paper, then player 2 is as a scissor, then the player 2 is scissor will win. If player 1 paper, then the player 2 hammer, then the player 1 paper will win. The player 1 is scissor, then the player 2 rock is considered the player 2 will win. The player 1 is scissor, then the player 2 paper. Player 1 is a scissor will win. Then if the player 1 is scissor, then player 2 is scissor is considered as a draw. If player 1 is scissor, then player 2 hammer. Player 2 will hammer will win. If player 1 hammer, then player 2 rock, then the player 1 hammer will win. If player 1 hammer, then player 2 paper, the player 2 paper is win. If player 1 hammer, then the player 2 is scissor, the player 1 hammer will win. If player 1 hammer, then player 2 hammer is considered as a draw. So let's try to print. Player 1 hammer, then player 2 rock. So the winner is player 1. Then that's all. Thank you.